Welcome. You with the Nasty Pastor, and I'm back with another chapter read from out of Leviticus. Remember, I call this the book of understanding that Moses penned. You get me? This is considered the what? Third book of the Holy Bible, the first part of the Holy Bible. Let me make sure. Yeah, Leviticus is the third book. And Moses contributed to 5 books of this Holy Bible, of the Old Testament. And if you're really keeping up with me, if you're really keeping up with me, you know, my readings of the Holy Bible will take a pause after Deuteronomy. Because Deuteronomy will be the 5th book. Yeah, the 5th book of Moses called Deuteronomy. And you know, I give this Holy Bible a little rest. You know what I mean? I give it a little rest then. And my biggest, you know, point of doing these books that Moses wrote, because we need to get an understanding of Moses. You know, there's controversial documentaries. There's controversial history about Moses, about a man that was so great in his era, in his time, that ended now. You know, history is trying to be rearranged and told a different way. A different way. And man, as I said before, is tainted. So man wants some type of gain out of tainting the history of Moses. Go do what you do. By all means, go do what you do. Show yourself. Let the people that follow you are the most eager to learn from you. Learn it. Learn it your way. Give it to them your way. I shall not. You get me? I shall not go against your teachings. I shall not. Move out my way. I will never be in your way. Anyway, once again, you know what I mean? Like I said, we're back with the book of Leviticus. And today's chapter read will come from our chapter 13, the law concerning leprosy. Now, do you know what leprosy is? I kind of, sort of. You get what I'm saying? I kind of, sort of. I can't give you a direct definition. But what I can do is pick this phone up. I can type in the word leprosy. Leprosy definition: a contagious disease that affects the skin, mucous membranes, and nerves, causing discoloration and lumps on the skin, and in severe cases, disfigurement and deformities. Leprosy is now mainly confined to tropical Africa and Asia, also called Hansen's disease. Get it? And the origin of leprosy is late Middle English, probably from Anglo-Norman French leprosy, probably from lepros, however you go, blah, that, bam, this. You got what I'm saying? But it comes out of Europe. You understand me? It comes from out of Europe. And this is my whole point, you know what I mean? There's diseases from the past that we're still fighting today. Still fighting off those diseases today. And see, that's the whole point of entering your kids in these public schools and getting them vaccinated. A baby is very vulnerable to the diseases, the normal common diseases that float in our atmosphere. Yes, our atmosphere. You get it? Atmosphere. There are things within your house right now, because it's a confined square. It's a confined environment that those viruses live. You get it, they live. Each day they get stronger and stronger and stronger. So I say this to you again, it does not hurt to have a disinfected bottle and spray your air every day. It does not hurt to open up your window so you can move these viruses around until they come to a certain point of heat, which will dilute that virus. Do you understand dilute? Anyway, I ain't gonna waste too much time on this intro. I'm just not. Chapter 13 kind of big, so let's dive in. And the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, when a man has on the skin of his body a swelling, a scab, or a bright spot, and it becomes on the skin of his body like a leprous sore, then he shall be brought to Aaron the priest, or to one of his sons the priest. The priest shall examine the sore on the skin of the body, and if the hair on the sore has turned white, and the sore appears to be deeper than the skin of his body, it is a leprous sore. Then the priest shall examine him and pronounce him unclean. Now I must say this, can we not take the description of how leprosy shows on your body as a lesion? Can we not do that? Can we not see the same? You get what I'm saying? Can we not understand it's almost the same? Can we not? You go think about it. But if the bright spot is white on the skin of his body and does not appear to be deeper than the skin, and his hair has not turned white, then the priest shall isolate the one who has the sore 7 days. And the priest shall examine him on the 7th day. And indeed, if the sore appears to be as it was, and the sore has not spread on the skin, then the priest shall isolate him another 7 days. Then the priest shall examine him again on the 7th day, and indeed, if the sore has faded and the sore has not spread on the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him clean. It is only a scab, and he shall wash his clothes and be clean. But if the scab should at all spread over the skin after he has been seen by the priest for his cleansing, he shall be seen by the priest again. And if the priest sees that the scab has indeed spread on the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is leprosy. When the leprous sore is on a person, then he shall be brought to the priest, and the priest shall examine him. And indeed, if the swelling on the skin is white, and it is turned the hair white, and there is a spot of raw flesh in the swelling, it is an old leprosy on the skin or his body. The priest shall pronounce him unclean, and shall not isolate him, for he is unclean. And if leprosy breaks out all over the skin, and the leprosy covers all the skin of the one who has the sore, from his head to his foot, wherever the priest looks, then the priest shall consider, and indeed, if the leprosy has covered all his body, he shall pronounce him clean. Who has the sore? It has all turned white. He is clean. But when raw flesh appears on him, he shall be unclean. Lesions are raw flesh, to be honest with you. It's an opening of your skin that will never close. Let's keep diving in. Or if the raw flesh changes and turns white again, he shall come to the priest, and the priest shall examine him, and indeed, if the sore has turned white, then the priest shall pronounce him clean. Who has the sore? He is clean. If the body develops a boil in the skin, and it is healed, and in the place of the boil there comes a white swelling of a bright spot, reddish white, then it shall be shown to the priest. And if when the priest sees it, it indeed appears deeper than the skin, and his hair has turned white, the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a leprous sore which has broken out of the boil. But if the priest examines it, and indeed there are no white hairs in it, and it is not deeper than the skin, but has faded, then the priest shall isolate him 7 days. And if it should at all spread, and if it should at all spread over the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a leprous sore. But if the bright spot stays in one place, and has not spread, it is the scar of the boar, and the priest shall pronounce him clean. Or if the body receives a burn on its skin by fire, and the raw flesh of the burn becomes a bright spot, reddish white or white, then the priest shall examine it. And indeed, if the hair of the bright spot has turned white and it appears deeper than the skin, it is leprosy, broken out in the burn. Therefore the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a leprous sore. But if the priest examines it, and indeed there are no white hairs in the bright spot, and it is not deeper than the skin, but has faded, then the priest shall isolate him 7 days. And the priest shall examines it. And indeed there are no white hairs in the bright spot, and it is not deeper than the skin, but has faded, then the priest shall isolate him 7 days. And the priest shall examine him on the 7th day. If it has at all spread over the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is leprous sore. But if the bright spot stays in one place and has not spread on the skin, but has faded, it is a swelling from the burn. The priest shall pronounce him clean, for it is the scar from the burn. If a man or woman, let me back that up. Let me pause right there, because I do want to say, when your skin is burnt, it does, when it starts healing, it turns white. The healing of that spot, it does turn white. It really does. And then your skin pigmentation starts to take over, and that's how you know that you're healing. So what does that tell you? You are clean, which means you are a healthy, living body upon this earth. If a man or woman has a sore on the head or the beard, then the priest shall examine the sore, and indeed if it appears deeper than the skin, and there is in it thin yellow hair, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a scaly leprosy of the head or beard, but if the priest examines the scaly sore, and indeed it does not appear deeper than the skin, and there is no black hair in it, then the priest shall isolate the one who has the scale 7 days. And on the 7th day the priest shall examine the sore, and indeed if the scale has not spread and there is no yellow hair in it, and the scale does not appear deeper than the skin, he shall shave himself, but the scale he shall not shave. And the priest shall isolate the one who has the scale another 7 days. On the 7th day the priest shall examine the scale, and indeed if the scale has not spread over the skin, and does not appear deeper than the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him clean. He shall wash his clothes and be clean. But if the scale shall at all spread over the skin after his cleansing, then the priest shall examine him, and indeed if the scale has spread over the skin, the priest need not seek for yellow hair. He is unclean. I just want to say this to you. It seems like the priests back in those days are your doctors, are your nurses. Come on now. They know medicine and religion. Come on now. Medicine and religion. Come on. Come on now. But if the scales appears to be at a standstill, and there is black hair grown up in it, the scale has healed, he is clean, and the priest shall pronounce him clean. If a man or a woman has bright spots on the skin of the body, specifically white bright spots, then the priest shall look. And indeed, if the bright spots on the skin of the body are dull white, it is a white spot that grows on the skin. He is clean. As for the man whose hair has fallen from his head, he is bald, but he is clean. He whose hair has fallen from his forehead, he is bald on the forehead, but he is clean. You get it? You see why they use Mr. Clean to do the pants off commercials? He bald. You get what I'm saying? But he's clean. He whose hair has fallen from his forehead, he is bald on the forehead, but he is clean. And if there is on the bald head or bald forehead a reddish white sore, it is leprosy, breaking out on his bald head or his bald forehead. Then the priest shall examine it, and indeed if the swelling of the sore is reddish white on his bald head or on his bald forehead, as the appearance of leprosy on the skin of the body, he is a leprous man. He is unclean. The priest shall surely pronounce him unclean. His sore is on his head. Now the leper on whom the sore is, his clothes shall be torn, and his head bare, and he shall cover his mustache and cry, unclean, unclean. He shall be unclean. All the days he has the sore, he shall be unclean. He is unclean, and he shall dwell alone. His dwelling shall be outside the camp. Remember I said history repeats itself? We're not done yet, but remember I said history repeats itself. Remember I said that there are things before Christ that is still moving in the nail. Come on now, that Mr. Clean commercial, that Pine Sol commercial, I seen it all. Maybe a million times as a kid. I mean, it stayed on TV. It stayed on TV for decades. You may catch it every who now. Every who now. You got to be on the right channel to catch it frequently. But I just say this to you, you know what I mean? To understand it now, you better get to understanding your past. You get me? You better research your past to understand what goes on in the now. Your presence. You get me? Your presence. It's there. It's right there. It may not be the same disease that's coming at you. You get me? The disease may be a different name. The virus may be a different name now, but it's the same techniques. You get me? Come on. Leprosy, the way they're describing it, as I said, it seems as that's a lesion. When they talk about you getting burnt and your skin turning white, I've done that before. My skin at that spot of that burn, because I keep a covering over top of it to keep from getting infected. The moisture up under that Band-Aid turned that part of that burnt skin white. I usually peeled it off. You know what I mean? When I get in the tub, I take that Band-Aid off. I usually peel it off, and when that layer of skin, you know, you have many layers of your skin. When that layer of my skin on top of the flesh has became so, how to put it, so compounded, I don't need a Band-Aid anymore. Because the initial deep part of the skin is protected now. The flesh is protected. This is a layer. This is a piece of armor over top of your flesh. Verse 47, the law concerning leprous garments. Also, if a garment has a leprous plague in it, whether it is a woolen garment or a linen garment, whether it is in the warp or woof of linen or wool, whether in leather or in anything made of leather, and if the plague is greenish or reddish in the garment or in the leather, whether in the warp or in the woof or in anything made of leather, it is leprous plague and shall be shown to the priest. The priest shall examine the plague and isolate that which has the plague 7 days, and he shall examine the plague on the 7th day. If the plague has spread in the garment, either in the warp or in the woof, in the leather or in anything made of leather, the plague is an active leprosy. It is unclean. He should therefore burn that garment in which is the plague, whether warp or woof, in wool or in linen, or anything of leather, or it is an active leprosy. The garment shall be burnt in the fire. Come on now, in the fire. Now you're going to tell me that I'm wrong. You get me? I'm wrong. Let me look at where I'm at. I'm on verse 53, so I don't forget it. You're going to tell me I'm wrong for putting a skull cap on, a full facial scully on, a thermal top with a shirt or a sweatshirt. You get what? Listen to what I'm saying. I have on a thermal top, either a shirt on top of the thermal top, either a sweatshirt on top of the thermal top, some thermal let's just say pants. You get what I'm saying? Some long thermal pants and some sweats on and some hunting socks on, and I'm under some blankets to get rid of the flu. I'm wrong. And I'm spitting the virus and I'm spitting out what's infecting me into a bottle with a closed seal on it. You want to tell me I'm wrong? Believe me, look. I was down Chesterfield jail, had the flu. I was healed in 3 days. I should have laid down in that cell one more day, but when I got up, went to that child hall, it came right back on me, but not as worse as it was when it first started. So what I did when I felt my body getting a little bit more hotter, I said, let me go on and throw everything on I got. You know, we had plenty socks. You get what I'm saying? We had plenty t-shirts. You feel what I'm saying? We had some nice thick blankets. I just get up under that blanket and sweat it out, spit it in that toilet, and keep it moving. And after that, I felt like Superman. So I don't do a lot of hospital. You get what I'm saying? I know for a fact that if there's any virus infection in my body, I know what heat does. Heat kills germs. But when you go into a hospital, the reason why it's so cold is because of the multitude of people. You get me? The multitude of people, so they must keep your pores what? Closed, so you don't infect people. So it does not become a hazardous zone for people to walk in and out of. But if the priest examines it, and indeed the plague has not spread in the garment, either in the warp or in the woof or in anything made of leather, then the priest shall command that they wash the thing in which is the plague, and he shall isolate it another 7 days. Then the priest shall examine the plague after it has been washed, and indeed if the plague has not changed its color, though the plague has not spread, it is unclean, and you shall burn it in the fire. It continues eating away, whether the damage is outside or inside. If the priest examines it, and indeed the plague has faded after washing it, then he shall tear it out of the garment, whether out of the warp or out of the woof or out of the leather. But if it appears again in the garment, either in the warp or in the woof or in anything made of leather, it is a spreading plague. You shall burn with fire that in which is the plague. And if you wash the garment, either warp or woof or whatever is made of leather, if the plague has disappeared from it, then it shall be washed a second time and shall be clean. This is the law of the leprous plague in a garment of wool or linen, either in the warp or woof or in anything made of leather, to pronounce it clean or to pronounce it unclean. That's the end of chapter 13. Next week we'll be getting into chapter 14, and the title of chapter 14 is The Ritual for Cleansing Healed Lepers. And I just want to say this to you, you know what I mean? You know, back in our ancient ancestors' days, the priests were just as popular, just as in demand, just as strong as the pharaoh or the king that sit on the throne of that civilization. They had the wisdom. You get what I'm saying? They could heal. You get me? You understand me? So think of the job of the priest for real, for real. You get me? I just read it to you what the priests do. The priests get up on the holy day, preach it to you, preach the word to you, and heal you throughout the rest of the week. Come on, man. That's a bad person, ain't it? That's a bad person upon this earth sent to heal you, not just through stitches, not just through medicine, through a message. through a message of whom we pray. Come on, man. Look. Stop playing with yourself. Got me? Stop playing with yourself. You've been with the nasty pastor. I'm out and I love you.